Hi Melvin, you were telling me a bit about why you started in the carpet industry. You were talking about your grandfather.
Yes, well, my granddad. No, my granddad was actually a tram driver, would you believe it? And he came to Kidderminster to work on the Kidderminster and Step Electric Tramway Company. But my father was a tuner, and he worked for Bouchers. And Bouchers were the big loom builders in Kidderminster. And he built looms like this. They were Wilton looms, and the looms went all over the world. And we're talking really about the 50s and the 60s, when loom building and the carpet industry was really vibrant in this town. Kidderminster at that time was regarded as the woven carpet capital of the world. Exports from Kidderminster would go all over the world. And it was because of my dad that I came into the carpet industry. Okay. You may know that all families, the whole family would work in the industry. And he was their builder, but he was also what was known as the master weaver, because he would take a loom, he would build the loom at Bouchers, at Pike Mills, which is just over the road from the Museum of Carpet, and he would build the loom, and he would take the loom in pieces to wherever it was to go. And in one case, and I never believed this, but he built a carpet factory in Iceland, in Reykjavik. Would you believe it, right? And the looms went, and he would then erect them, he would build them up, and he would tune them and make them work and weave carpet, and then he would train for a short time whoever the weavers were going to be at the factories. And he had a big shed up the garden where he had all little bits and pieces, and when I was a kid, he used to show us these things. And this is a shuttle. Now, a shuttle goes backwards and forwards. The name shuttle is, and of course it's also the name of the local newspaper, as we know. But for me, it was a canal barge, because I would take the top off, right, and put my little soldiers in there, and I could play around the floor. It was a canal barge, right? When I left school, I left technical college, and he said, you ought to go into engineering in the carpet industry. And it was his influence, really, because he came home with so many good stories that I couldn't wait to get to the carpet industry, and that was it.
That's lovely. What age
my whole
were you?
life.
Was it when you straight after school?
Yes, I was 16. I'd been to technical college, and I was starting an engineering, ordinary national, higher national certificates. And so I went into the carpet industry for carpet trades, long since gone, factory demolished, everything has gone, carpet trades. And carpet trades was in Mill Street, and I spent my apprenticeship there. And then I moved on, and I went to work for a company called British Nylon Spinners that is perhaps not so well known today, but it was a big company in South Wales where they made nylon for the carpet industry, for the carpet yarns. They were developing synthetics. And I was able to work with them on some of the machinery that was making these synthetic yarns to replace the woolen yarns that are normally in there. I had 5 years there, then I came back to carpet trades, where I stayed through all the mergers and consolidations that occurred there. And then I ended up at Brinton's, and I had my last 10 years before I retired, I worked for Brinton's, and that was quite a good experience because they're an excellent company, and they make their own looms as well. So engineering-wise, I was really in my element. I've had a grand career, thoroughly enjoyed it.
Wonderful. This is a song that I wrote for a couple who actually lived quite close to me. He was a weaver, she was a picker, and they met at carpet trades. 1945, the end of the war. He was just out of school, 14, no more. He learned to tie a weaver's knot, became a weaver, worked his way up. She worked in a shop. She was poorly paid. Her dad was a charge hand at carpet trades. So he got her a job in the finishing room, working on the carpets when they came from the loom. His loom was number 258. She picked his work, that's how they met. His Wilton carpet was the best. It passed the picker's thorough test. The dearest carpet you can buy was pleasing to her picker's eye. She had good taste, liked what he'd got, for he knew how to tie a knot. The pattern built up as he works on his loom. In the weaving sheds his ardour bloomed. She laid his carpet on her table, looking for holes, but was rarely able. She ran her fingers over it, searching for holes where the shots had missed. Her fingers soft and sensitive. She found no fault in this work of his. His loom was number 258. She picked his work, that's how they met. His Wilton carpet was the best. It passed the picker's thorough test. The dearest carpet you can buy was pleasing to her picker's eye. She had good taste, liked what he'd got, and soon agreed to tie the knot. They offered him shifts, he'd be working nights. So the manager told him to ask his wife, who saw that the chance might not come again. From small loom to big loom, more money. But then, at home in the day, he just couldn't sleep. He was wide awake, hearing noise from the street. Lying in bed, he heard every sound. The tick of the clock. Milkman on his rounds. His loom was number 258. She picked his work, that's how they met. His Wilton carpet was the best. It passed the picker's thorough test. The dearest carpet you can buy was pleasing to her picker's eye. She had good taste, liked what he'd got. They had the strength of a weaver's knot. When work dropped off, he was back onto days, back to a small loom and lower wage. But they saved and saved their hard-earned money and bought a house to bring up a family. After work, he was always busy. Union president, charities committee, trades council, industrial chaplaincy. She hardly ever saw the chairman of the secretaries. His loom was number 258. She picked his work, that's how they met. His Wilton carpet was the best. It passed the picker's thorough test. The dearest carpet you can buy was pleasing to her picker's eye. She had good taste, liked what he'd got. They tied the strongest weaver's knot. When I retire, he often told her, my pension will pay for a trip to Australia. But one day, a phone call, the manager told him, it's finished, it's over, the factory's closing. He'd lost his job. How could he tell her? Still in shock from the loss of her mother. What would they do? Their world had crashed. But this weaver's knot was tied to last. His loom was number 258. She picked his work, that's how they met. His Wilton carpet was the best. It passed the picker's thorough test. The dearest carpet you can buy was pleasing to her picker's eye. She had good taste, liked what he'd got, and nothing undoes a weaver's knot. No pension, no work, the shock was cruel, but she had a job in a local school. Sticking together throughout their marriage, he too got a job at a local garage. Poor pay, but it kept him occupied. He remembered his weaver's work with pride. Weaver and picker, side by side. The best kind of knot that could ever be tied. His loom was number 258. She picked his work, that's how they met. His Wilton carpet was the best. It passed the picker's thorough test. The dearest carpet you can buy was pleasing to her picker's eye. She had good taste, liked what he'd got. The strongest kind of weaver's